How y'all doing today? It's Thursday video. Yeah, do some like really creepy other here. Okay. So recently.
Yeah.
She got a dump. 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 Is that the right?
You're so off.
No.
She got a dump. Like you were gonna have to drop your
All right, but I'm sorry. Anyway, shut your whore mouths up.
I wasn't talking.
I'm just talking right now. Zip it.
Horseshit.
So recently, ETC asked you if you wanted a Q&A.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise.
I'm gonna be honest. We were kind of like against Q&As because we're not really famous yet. But y'all seem to really want it. Y'all asked a lot of questions. Not
I hate this channel.
for me and Mike, but just for him.
And it was like, came out of nowhere. Just in the fact that like the one day
I'm not mad about it.
Quinn.
Who?
I know I'm not that mad either. But
I don't care.
It's not like I only cry a teardrop every night. But when Quinn sent it, like when you sent it to us, it just all came at once. So I was like, all these questions out of nowhere.
It's fine.
He's like, no, so cry.
But no, it just came out of nowhere. So I was like,
puppy.
for a while, it took y'all a long time to get, the questions to us. So we were like,
We had to post it twice.
in my head, I was like, Q.
Once it started, I can't stop.
God damn, this man is crying. Need some tissues.
Give me my Oscar.
I was like, I was gonna be like, yo, Q.
Shut your bitch ass.
I'm gonna be like, yo, Q, postpone this, John, and just do it whenever we get enough. But
That's what I was thinking.
Y'all came through though.
That's what I was thinking, and then I was like, no, we gonna get this, John. Cause like I don't appreciate how y'all gonna say y'all want questions and then
not asking.
and then not ask them.
If y'all really want to know about us, here we are.
Here we are.
Let's get into it.
So yeah, a few people ask a few questions. Some are repetitive, so we'll ask it once, and then you guys will a bunch of your names will be underneath it or however it's gonna do it.
Shout
Shout out. But,
Yeah, I mean I sent you all the screenshots of the ones we got. I basically was gonna do like one that starts us off at the base. So like this one, how did you guys meet? How did we meet?
It's a little place called pre-kindergarten.
It's a little place called Hell.
In Philadelphia, on 5th and Girard, at a little school called St. Peter the Apostle. It's a little crazy story, These guys, they were in school September 1st day. Me, showed up 2 weeks late.
We don't know where this guy was.
I had a fever of 110.
To be completely honest, this man to us was probably a foreign exchange.
Was it because your head was too big for your body?
Maybe, but fuck you.
I'm like, damn.
So yeah, I had a fever like...
That's okay. He broke the chair.
I had a fever of 110.
Wow. Vic's like, maybe it's because your body's too big for your little fucking head, you piece of shit.
And I remember coming to school in SpongeBob pajamas and Tim's. And then I sat.
Why do I remember that?
I sat on the teacher's lap and he was like, "Hey everyone, this is Victor." And I was just dying. And everybody was like, "Hey Victor." I'm just like, "Fuck you guys."
Vic's like on the oxygen tank, like. Hi. Water.
Ever since that day, here we are, 20 years old.
Yeah.
We're like 3 years old, 4 years old back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So grab your tissues now, guys.
Yeah.
They're emotional.
Oh, I got a fake cry again. Alright, next question, I guess.
How did the idea of the podcast get started?
Can I answer that?
Yes. I hope you would. I kind of wasn't there for it.
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, so... Well, there's a question about like ETC in general, like how did it start, right?
Yeah, it said, how did the idea of the podcast get started? And then there was one...
Of like how did ETC come about?
Yeah.
Yep, there you go, right there.
How did ETC
Alright, so we're going to put
come
both those on the screen because they kind of tie in together. So, when we were at middle...
Also, what inspired your YouTube name? Go ahead.
Alright, we can knock that out too.
Yeah.
So, when we were in middle school, towards the end, there was a lot of contests. I just realized that now. There was a lot of competition.
Like, when did we do the house thing? That was also.
We had dance competition.
God damn.
House thing for the science fair.
Everything was a competition.
The film the film project, the talent show, spelling bee, math bee.
Spelling bee was always everywhere, but you still wanted to
You know
try.
what's so funny though? Everyone is on Twilight Zone dick now because of Jordan Peele, but we've been fans.
Yeah.
We've been fans,
I was on
baby.
Headstrong.
Which kind of ties
If
into
there was
this,
one
'cause-
thing Mr. Armstrong made me appreciate was that.
Yeah, so when we were in,
Thank you.
When we were in 8th grade, we had to do a film project, but it was based off of The Twilight Zone, which is a series that's coming back this year.
The old one, black and white.
It was a group of, so we picked our groups. Obviously, we was the homies. So we was like, let's do this, and we also had another person in the group as well, a girl, and we all worked together for this project. So we did that film. We actually got first place for that project. And yeah,
What did we get on it though? Like
even though the
80?
teacher really didn't want
She-
she wanted more than anything for us not to win.
Yeah, because it was based on votes, so it was whatever the class wanted. She gave us an 80. Something like that, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Like a 90. I
No,
could have sworn it was like a
she gave us
93.
she gave us like
93 or 92.
she gave us like I swear she gave us a low grade and then gave someone who did like those tape recording ones, like it was all audio, like a 90 or 100 or something.
All I'm saying is that audio thing was so like
Yeah, like it was.
Stupid.
We like did multiple
Well,
shots.
because you were just sitting in the room and you were just sitting there like listening, like
Yeah, because there's no visual at
no
all.
visual. So you're just sitting there in the class and everyone's just listening. It's like
So what?
You remember when somebody cursed on one of them?
Yeah, and I think that was one of them that like.
I think that
got
was
the
second.
grade.
I think that was
Like a
second.
grade.
But yeah, so like we did that whole project. Like we did different locations, different shots, different shoots. We planned everything. Like we wrote
Yo,
a script.
For us being
In
eighth grade, middle school, like to be able to like
Do that much.
coordinate and like plan shit out,
We
like
put our own money in. We did like the writing. We did shit
Like-
on the spot.
like that's
You know how much
ridiculous.
whipped cream cost back then?
But yeah, we did that whole thing. We realized that
Cracked my piggy bank open.
we did really well for it for being kids. We did it a lot on our own, and we are like, yo, we really enjoyed this. And also at the time, like, I guess we like not to like make this a huge fight, but like a lot of the YouTube shit, like a lot of us were watching YouTubers around that time. Also, like the iCarly type of thing came out, so it was like, oh, like this would be really fun if we did this like for fun. And for whatever reason, it was like a lot of like money and just like time and shit like that. We never really went through with it until summer 2016, where I think he was doing something else, but
I was basically in summer school all July, and then I started
yeah.
working in August. So
But,
I wasn't really around.
So I was at Mark's house at where we used to record, and like even up to this point, we were kind of always have conversations like yo, like we want to do something like this again, but we want to do it together. Like we don't really envision ourselves doing it separately. It has to be like we all do it and bring ourselves up together.
It worked so well that we were like, might as well do it again.
So like then we were sitting at his house one day, just one of them summer days where you're just bored trying to find something to do. And
Out of all the days, this was one day you just could not find anything. We tried so hard, but it just.
Anyway, I think we were having one of those discussions again, and we
Maybe
got
not a part of this, but like we've been doing that.
we had one of those conversations again, and I just got really fed up, and I was like, yo, like I'm tired of bullshitting, like let's start this now. And like we made the group chat that we would have. We texted Q, was like, yo, we're doing this right now. Like we're gonna pick a name right now. Like this is happening. We're done
Yeah, that shit was
bullshitting.
hard. Picking a name was hard to take in my life.
No, what was hard was like we kind of got the basis of what we wanted, but we had to make sure that no one else had it.
Yeah.
So that was
And
the
then
hard
next
part.
thing you know, people still had it.
But that was after us. Like
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like we started finding them after, like what the
But
fuck? Started appearing.
But yeah, so that was kind of like how we came about. It was just like we wanted to do creative shit together, and then we got kind of fed up of waiting around. And the podcast part was like, so we wanted to do something creative, but we also wanted to do it consistently. And at the time, since we didn't really have money or like time, or we were really getting started, the easiest way we could put something out with being consistent was a podcast. Like before when we just did like the audio part of it. So it was like we just got together, it gave us a reason to hang out, and we just recorded it and put it out every week. And then we just kind of expanded to Thursday videos and stuff like that. But that's kind of where everything started there. The whole thing with etc. is like we don't, even though it seems that way right now that we're doing just a podcast, and now we expanded to a video every week as well.
Yeah, because before we just had literally what a podcast is, just
Audio,
voice.
Then we expanded to video, and then we expanded to 2 videos a week.
Yeah.
So we're slowly expanding, but the whole idea wasn't just to do a podcast. Like that was just a stepping stone of like the best way to put something out every week and be consistent, just get our name out there. So that's how the podcast came about, and then obviously like we want to do more, so we'll get into that in the next questions.
So yeah, that's what ETC means. If you ever heard it, usually a lot of times you hear it.
That's what that's what I have to mention. You can say that part.
So the reason why we chose the name ETC was because usually if you hear it, like usually you usually hear it when you're in school, a lot of times, and when you read stuff, you just whenever somebody's describing a long list of things, they don't go about naming everything, so they put ETC, and that's long.
So it's like what do we want to do? And it's like we want to do a bunch of things
because it wasn't just having a podcast. It was wanting to have a podcast, wanting to make short films, wanting to make
music, gaming shit.
Yeah,
art,
we wanted to do lots of bunch of things.
We didn't want to just be
instead of being hooked down to one thing. We wanted to make it where we have the availability and the want to get more things.
It kind of ties into this question, but
what else I like about this is that it's to me it's original. Because everyone else
before I don't want to. We've been saying this for a while, but before we started doing podcasts, you ain't see nobody doing nobody in Philly doing podcasts legitimately.
Possibly,
that's all I'm saying. I've seen a lot of podcasts come out in the woodworks we started doing this shit, and then they end after like 2 weeks because they realize it's not as easy as they think. Continue.
Not only that, recently I've been having people reach out to me because they want to start their own podcast and because they watched our podcast or they listened to our podcast.
Quinn doesn't hit them back up. You're the only one.
No. I hit up on I'm talking to a lot of 2 people, but so basically what I was gonna say was like when I tell people about this, they're like when I explain it how Victor explains it, I explain it how Mark explains it, they're like, oh, okay. And you see, they don't fully grasp the aspect of it because it's not something they thought of, and it's something new that they're hearing because anyone that ever comes up to you and like, I'm pretty sure when Jay-Z came up to people and was like, yo, I'm gonna be this and that, they're like, okay, buddy.
Cool.
Yeah, like everyone.
That's what everybody, like whenever there's somebody that's out of the norm of like going to school and just getting a job, like it's just like, everybody's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, so like.
Even 5 years ago with YouTube, like being YouTuber.
Mm-hmm. Like back then, like saying, oh, I'm a YouTuber, they're like, oh. Okay.
So you don't have a job.
So what's your day job?
So you don't have a job.
So you're unemployed.
That's what I like.
They find out they make 10 times more than.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I like about this is because like it's something people aren't used to, which is good. It means we're doing something right.
Yeah, we were early on to it. Well.
So all right. So this next question is something that a lot of people asked. So I'm gonna say all the ones that were asked. What's your end goal?
You gotta say it.
Right, you gotta say exactly.
What do you guys hope for ETC's future? What are y'all future plans with ETC? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What made you guys want to start a podcast? We already answered that. And then this one right here, what made you guys want to start a podcast together? By the way, I do watch the podcast. Thank you. That's Nashy. Her birthday's today. Happy birthday, Nash.
Even though it's not when this comes up, but happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. It's her birthday today.
Is that it?
Yep. Ooh. So that's basically all the questions is where do we see ourselves in the near future, 5 years? And
I guess we can all give our own answers to that, but it would be kind of similar, Mark, if you want to start down the line.
So it's just like...
Where do you see the future of ETC going in your eyes?
So as of right now, like we were saying, it's kind of hard. We're in school, but definitely I plan to see this picking up fairly quickly. And
we're almost at 100, and after that, it's kind of like the hump of like just growing.
Like I just recently started watching somebody again that I watched for so long, Ryan Higa. He's somebody that started off so early and now it just comes up. Again, YouTube wasn't the same how it is now. There's a lot more rules. But I definitely see us just making a big come up because right now we're doing the podcast, but I definitely want to do more things with film. Like eventually when we have the time, not really like the time, but once we have the equipment and the actual like we can do it, I definitely feel like a lot can come out of it because me, myself, I love doing stuff with film. I love doing stuff with just making something that started from nothing and being able to see the end project of it come out really good. And of course, when it first starts, it won't be like, perfect or anything like that, but at least it would give us an idea of what to work on. And yeah, I mean, I won't say that's where I see myself 5 years from now with ETC, definitely doing a lot of stuff with short films. And kind of just
ETC actually being a place
you can go to. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't see that in 5 years, but like if you were to say like also 10 years, then yeah, I would definitely see something like that. Like seeing like a actual because I definitely plan if all of these guys too, both all three of us plan on investing on a place that we can actually have our own studio and place to actually set all this stuff up because
Instead of being in the cold and yeah.
Hope Ellen reaches out to us.
yeah,
See what you guys are doing.
yeah, but I just see that. So yeah, Ellen, for watching this, if you could support us,
Love you.
that.
Look out, please.
Because
Give them money. Shutterfly.
Shutterfly.
Shutterfly, yeah.
Love
But-
y'all. Love y'all service.
Not just them, but any YouTuber that sees this, possibly. We're definitely trying to just make sure,
Oh yeah, Mr. Beast, look out, bro. Please, dog.
Drop 50K on us real quick.
Please.
But yeah, that's just kind of where I see ourselves, definitely coming up and just making a bunch of content that we love and enjoy, and eventually being able to share it with people even
And y'all
farther.
enjoy it as well.
Did you answer this one? Was there other names for debate?
Yeah, but I don't fucking remember them.
I don't remember.
We did that. We pulled up
I think we called
Wu-Tang
ourselves.
Clan name generator.
Oh,
we pulled
yeah.
up name, all this other
I
shit.
think we called ourselves Three Amigos.
No.
No.
I think it was just something
This
like...
was the one that we heard it. We were like, yeah, that's it. Like,
Yeah, because I think we were trying to think of something that had to do with like filming or something like that, and it just wasn't working. Like it just sounded weird, or it just wasn't something that we needed something more that was more generic than actual
So
specific.
if you got something to say about her name, come to me because I'm the one who fucking said it. Okay.
I just want to get out these serious ones. This one says, can you guys add a female to the team?
That kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier, of like how it's difficult to get someone that would fit. We have been
Yes.
we have been wanting one for a while.
Yes.
But one is the first thing we talked about earlier, was difficult to find somebody who actually fit, and two, we're fucking in a box here. Like
You don't see what's around us, but the wall is literally like only 2 feet away from
yeah,
you.
like this is
Probably
very close
not
space.
even.
We wanted guests. Period. Like we've been trying to do more. It's just like what we have. We're trying to do so much as we can with the resources we have, and it's difficult. My only suggestion was to turn this table that way, like that, and we sit along these, and we have someone else there. But I don't know how. I mean, it would probably be more better because we'll be having conversations.
We
with
have,
each other.
I mean, and we have
wish we had a
talked
round
about, yeah, that's what I did too, like with a donut type of table, so we could put a camera in the middle, or
That
something
too,
like that.
but I was just thinking of like just being able to actually face each other and have
Yeah.
a conversation. True.
True that.
But yeah, female. If you want to be on here, I might make this the IG thing. If you think you can handle being on here and doing
You have to
this,
come to our audition. This is exactly how it would look.
Not only that, I think,
if you're interested,
it would be great to. You don't have to feel like it'll be full time. I think we could all agree on, like, if one of us can't make it, like if this guy has to go to work, or if I'm sick, because I get sick a lot, my immune system's trash. Yeah, like you could fill in for us or something like that.
Even if you don't want to be an every week thing, but you want to pop in and be that female voice for us,
Yeah.
we're more than welcome.
We'll definitely
Yep.
reach out
So-
too, depending on the topics.
It's like, like this will be really good for this person. This, this and that.
Yep.
If you're interested, if you think you could hold the conversation and take jokes and make jokes and bounce it back, and you like our
Really
sense of humor,
Just remember, you can't get paid because we're not getting paid. We're broke.
kind of just that way.
Also, Miss Mars Productions, she's the one who asked that question. She wanted to say, can you tell everyone that I asked for a shout out?
There you go.
What if she meant, can you not tell? Can you?
Too late now. She should have typed it.
Yeah, because the guy might have been, can you not tell everyone I asked for a shout out? Yikes. Like, no.
Let's rewind it.
But your brother asked, if you could be a fruit, what fruit would you be?
All right. So it's not only my favorite fruit. I thought about this long. Okay. And I was like, yo, I really like kiwis.
I said it.
I saw your mouth. It was
But you see, I think about it.
Yeah,
It's like, yo, I'm really.
But
It's like, I like it because it's good,
What was
but that joint also is like dangerous because you can't eat the skin of that joint. That joint will kill you.
Yo, I did once though.
I remember that joint was like so serious in middle school. They were like, "Don't eat the skin." I was
But
like,
like I did all the time. I didn't think it was a problem.
they were like, it could possibly, choke up your throat. But yeah,
Because of the little hairs.
Yeah.
Yo, but what was that? St. Peter's had like kiwi galore. It's the crust. But St. Peter's had like kiwi galore. Anyway, don't want to get into that. I think I would be like a tropical fruit. I think like a star fruit or something.
Why?
Or because it's a star.
Have you had a star fruit though?
No, but I've had what's that eucalyptus. So no, I forget the name. Of it. I forget the name of this one fruit, but it's like in those tropical fruit cups that you eat.
Passion fruit. Pancha.
I think so.
Pancha's passion fruit.
But what's the next one? You're gonna say more.
Guayaba. Guava.
No,
I was gonna say guava.
I hate guava.
Isn't guava orange or something like that? Or is it that the?
You know what? I'll be a pineapple because I like pineapples. Fuck that. I'll be a pineapple. I'll be SpongeBob House. Go ahead, Vic.
Pineapple.
I would say passion fruit because that's just my shit. But I'm gonna flip it. If you were to say what fruit would we be, and then we'll do it for each other.